Oh, good morning. I'm getting ready to move the sheep. Sun's starting to get up in the sky and it's getting a little, you can see some of the sheep on the hill over there. They're coming all the way here. And I just wanted to show you some progress reports of where we feed hay and what it can do for you. This is probably was the worst field on our farm, without a doubt. And we've been feeding hay here, and I've talked to a number of people about feeding hay and kind of the concern of, oh, what about dead spots? And here's a dead spot, right? This is from last year. I just had a bale kind of stood on end. I don't remember why I did that instead of unrolling it. But I want to show you what happens. It doesn't, sorry, there's a fly keeps trying to bite my fingers. You can see the grass is moving in. And look at the color of the grass from here to here. God, this fly really loves me, sorry. And the height of the grass. And I'm going to show you another one that I did a little bit better. Look at this grass. And this will all be filled in by next year, okay? So look at the bounty of this grass compared to right here. And here's like, there's just more of them. You can just tell by the color and the length of grass. Look at this, where I really unrolled hay here. And so I get a couple of bare spots for the, sorry, I keep getting bit by this horsefly. You get a couple of bare spots on the first year, but like, look at this, who cares? Look what it's doing for us. Look at this grass I'm walking through. You can see I fed it out hay here. Here's another bare spot, but look at the grass around it. Here's another bare spot. Look at that grass. That's from hay. Isn't that something? So if you take the long view, even if you unroll hay too thickly like I do sometimes, you might have a bare spot the first year, but the second year it's just going to be bounty. And I almost wonder, and I don't know this, if the volume of grass around the edge of these bare spots more than makes up for that. And if it's not just a human inclination to control everything that bothers us about stuff like this and stuff like this. And like, you know, I'm not a perfect person. I just noticed for the first time I have hay string out here that I got to pick up. But here, I'll try to put an O'Brien post next to this grass so you guys can get an idea of the height of this grass versus some regular grass. Hang on, I'm going to go out here. There's some nice green grass. So look, there's the height of the grass, right? Where I didn't unroll hay last winter. Look at that. Look at that. That's 3.5 feet tall. You think the sheep aren't going to go for that? That. So I know grass videos aren't always super exciting to everyone. I'm going to pair a sheep move in here with this. But this is important. It just hit me as I was walking out here putting up a fence that sometimes we worry about the ugly bits instead of looking at the beautiful bits that this type of management can give us. And in the end, the reflection of your land's health is going to be seen in the animals. And we're going to go look at them next, I think. All right, well, I meant to get the move in there, but I lifted the rope, and before I could even get on the four-wheeler to follow them, they moved themselves. There's some behind me too, but if you look, the majority of the adults, because they, you know, the old ewes know what's up. They're in that tall grass I was just showing you. And you can look at the height of the grass relative to those sheep and get an idea of the abundance that unrolling hay has given us. You know, we all talk about it, and I always forget to do like a before and after, so I tried to catch it this time. Boy, they're looking good. Look at that grass wave in the wind. You can't even see all the sheep behind it. There's probably a dozen sheep behind that. And they're picking it out. They're going for the dark green first. Look at that. What a beautiful sight that is, huh? Okay. All right, so it's a little after lunchtime the same day. Look at what they've chosen to eat. This is that tall grass. So just, you know, sheep are clever in their own way, and And they definitely prioritized the higher nutrition, darker green grass around this bale feeding, because look at it, it's all trimmed down now. And if you look, some of them are right here. They're going around and picking those spots first. So it's obviously better for them. And that's something they just like are in a line like soldiers. Anyway, bale grazing works. Any kind of putting hay on the ground works. Makes a difference, everyone. Look at how they hammered that.